Our family grew up in San Diego County growing blueberries, avocados, and citrus. And back in 2012 almost, Austin was approached by my dad to produce a very simple system to help them manage their 300-person workforce. In agriculture, the harvesting workforce, the seasonal workforce, is paid on the pieces that they complete. So if I were to be picking blueberries, I'm paid for every pound of blueberries that I complete. And so tracking that, associating it to a particular location, associating it to a particular person, and then paying them based off of that sounds like an easy task, but there's a lot of nuances to the actual calculation for breaks, for overtime and double time and non-productive time that we're able to solve today.
You know, our family farm had 300 plus employees, and we largely tracked everything on pen and paper, and even our clients that we get today are largely coming from pen and paper. And so the mistakes and the time that's just wasted doing this and the lack of efficiencies is really an area that's causing problems. It causes headaches for the field workers who aren't getting paid on time. It causes headaches for the farmers who have increased liability because they need to make sure all the data is corrected correctly, as well as all the calculations are performed.
They started realizing, hang on a second, there's a lot more information here. We're able to capture intervals. We're able to understand the detail of an employee's day. We're able to make sure that the calculations for payroll are accurate and timely. And we can do this very, very effectively, faster than anybody else could do it. At that same point, we started to realize this could be a product because other growers were reaching out to my dad saying, hey, how are you solving this problem? From there, we started to facilitate more and more growers. And then we both quit our jobs and made it a full-time thing. We chose Glendale after a pretty difficult search. We had 17 cities that we had to narrow down to one. And so when we were determining and narrowing down the cities, all of these things started lighting up. From the food, to the transportation, to the talent pool in the area, the educational institutions in the area, the lack of traffic in Glendale, and the fact it's surrounded by freeways all the way around. It started to narrow down the decision to make it just so clear. What really made us feel good about that decision was actually how proactively Glendale started reaching out to us. Having officials from the city come out to the office, introduce themselves, ask how things were going.
The whole area is just really up and coming. It's become very nice. I love the environment and just the whole atmosphere of the downtown city. Finding talent in Glendale, in some ways it's a little easier just because there are, like Glendale Tech on Tap and Glendale Tech Week, and the city itself has a more involved community. And so in that way, it's easier to directly find candidates that are local to the city. My advice would definitely be to seriously consider Glendale. It's an awesome spot. There's tons of housing, great parking, again, tons of food. There's a lot of things that draw candidates. I think it's easier to potentially draw candidates elsewhere here than it would be to go somewhere else and try to bring them there. And so I would definitely seriously consider Glendale.